friends. Welcome back to the LACEFT Why EFT series, where we get to know EFT therapists better and learn more about why they chose emotionally focused therapy. I am Christy Crownover, and this is Dr. Miriam Dalili. Hi, Miriam.
Hi, I'm happy to see you, and I'm so glad to be here. I'm more excited to introduce our guest, Haley Skirma. Welcome, Haley.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here and honored that you guys are interviewing me for this.
Sure. Haley is a certified EFT therapist and a supervisor. She owns a private practice in West LA and called Cycle Couples Counseling, and she practices almost exclusively with couples. Haley, would you tell us about yourself and your work?
Seem to work best with couples who struggle with some reactivity or couples who are struggling with expressing anger.
Awesome.
That's great. I guess we're wondering how emotionally focused therapy changed your work.
Well, I think I was one of those lucky people who learned EFT in grad school. So when I found it, this was the theory that they taught in my couples class, and it really stuck out to me. So I think previously I was learning like structural theories and cognitive behavioral. So learning EFT, I think it just fits for couples, and it was all I've ever used with couples. So it really formulated my work.
That's great. I mean, personally, for me, it affected even my relationship personally with my husband. And I'm just wondering for you, what was so rewarding about the part of, this work with EFT?
Yeah, I think the most rewarding part is when you get to those places where couples are finally out of their negative cycle, or they can get glimpses of their partner's longing and that connection. And of course, getting to the end of therapy where you can graduate and they kind of fire you because they feel secure and they can do this work without you. That's probably the best part, right?
Right, absolutely.
Definitely. I'm wondering which EFT trainings you've enjoyed the most.
I think that my favorite trainer is George Fowler. I really like his personality and that he's so direct with things. And I think one of the trainings that spoke to me most was his training that he had on highly reactive couples. Like I said before, I like to work with couples who are struggling with expressing their anger in a way that brings people closer rather than pushes them away. And so that training was right up my alley.
Oh,
I agree with you.
Yeah, I've heard so much about George Fowler as well. And I'm interested to know, Haley, about what have you found the most challenging in this work?
Yeah, I think probably the most challenging is when you see a couple and you understand their negative cycle, but maybe they don't quite see it yet, or they don't understand it. And so seeing couples in that blaming place before they can kind of zoom out and see the process of their negative cycle, that's always a painful part for me as a therapist, because I so want them to be able to know the bigger picture and to see that cycle and be able to get out of it. And so I think it's before that change moment, things are tough because you're seeing people suffer and them not really understand why it's not going well in their marriage or in their relationship.
Right. I'm wondering what advice you have for therapists that are interested in learning more about emotionally focused therapy.
Yeah, that's good. Well, the first piece of advice I would give is to come to one of the LACEFT socials. I know we're starting to do that on the last Tuesday of every month. And so I would say first try to start networking and get to know the community. But the second piece would be to start trying out supervision, exploring like what it's like to see your clients and your couples from that EFT framework. That would be like the best launching pad to start to learn about EFT.
Right. Good advice.
Yeah, and for me personally, I mean, in EFT, I've gotten a lot of support because it is a very rewarding work, but at the same time, we need support to be able, to go through the training and all that. And I was just wondering that any new support that is available now that you wish you had during your learning at that time?
I'd say recently, like I have always done supervision and I've gone to the trainings, but it hasn't been until recently when we've been starting to really recognize the Black Lives Matter movement and deal with police brutality and the whole issue of racism that I have gotten specific training on working with diverse clients, specifically Black clients. So I wish that that had been available when I first started to be a therapist, because I'm just looking back at moments and I'm thinking, gosh, had I known how to approach that way, or had I considered that, or really known like my own biases or my own raw spots in there, I think I would have been able to better support like I am now.
Right, right. What about therapists that are working on certification? Do you have any pointers?
Yes, absolutely. I would say supervision. So when I was working towards my certification, I was getting weekly individual supervision, and I was also part of 2 group supervision groups. And I think it was just so helpful for me to get supervision from multiple supervisors, because everybody had a little tweak or a little piece of information that hit me differently. So I really dove in with getting a lot of support, both individually and as a group. So I was just kind of immersed in EFT.
Great. And we have great supervisor, and one of them is you.
Yes, get supervision for me.
Right, that's great. So how would you sum up EFT in just one sentence?
Gosh, in just one sentence. That's a tough one, guys. I would say EFT helps couples find each other and find security again.
That's perfect. I love that.
It is perfect. It is
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you for that, and thank you for joining us, talking about something that's so close to our hearts, EFT. It's great. It's always great seeing you, Haley.
Oh, well, thank you guys both for having me. I am so glad that our community is reaching out and we're doing things like social hours to meet other EFTers, or even things like these videos to help spread the word, because I really believe in this work and I want other people to know about it and learn more.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.